everyone, Jamie Madison here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing the My Monthly Hero for November 2018. This is my first Monthly Hero box that I've ever got, so I was really excited to go ahead and do one for Christmas. This one is the Advent Calendar, so this is a card project. You can do an Advent Calendar at home to send to your family or friends. So in this kit you get 4x6 clear set of stamps. You also are going to get an ornament flat fancy die. The ornaments pop out so you can stamp something or do a shaker card in the center, whatever you want to do. And then it comes with a 4x6 ornament background cling that matches up perfectly with that die. You're going to get a 0.5 ounce of green gold embossing powder and a 0.5 ounce of gold embossing powder. So I went ahead and did 3 cards, and since this is an Advent Calendar kit, I wanted to do something a little bit different. For people who want to do something that's not an Advent Calendar, I gave you 3 great ideas that you can do with this kit. Of course, you can make this completely your own and use whatever stamps you like with this kit, but I just figured I would do something a little bit outside the box. So to start with my first card, I went ahead and grabbed the little Santa Claus face that is in the stamp set. Now you could use any of these little images in the stamp set. There is a Christmas tree, a dove, a gingerbread man, a deer, so you can do all kinds of different cards just like the Santa Claus one and just do different ones for each person. So I just used the Santa Claus. I stamped him on my Bristol Smooth cardstock. I used my Gina K Designs amalgam ink to stamp these down with. Then I went in just with my Arteza markers. I just used 101 in red to color in all the Santa Claus's hats. Then I went in with the color 175, which is just a pale skin, just to color in his cheeks. I used a little bit of that red as well on a side acrylic black to give him some blush. And then for his beard, I just went in with a nice gray. I used the 174 in dolphin gray just to color in his beard a little bit. After I have all my little Santa Clauses colored in, I went in with my W+9 stamp set. This stamp set is really cute. It's called All the Cheer. So I went ahead and stamped down Sending Christmas Wishes on some Bristol Smooth white paper. I used also my Gina K ink for this as well. Now whenever I stamped this down, I had to leave enough room because I am going to be doing some die cut. So I'm going to die cut this with my square die cut. I don't have a rectangle that's going to fit this, but a good way to get around that is I'm just going to cut it first where I want the top to be. Then I'm going to go back in and line it back up with the bottom where I want it to be. And that's kind of a way you can get more use out of your die cuts if you don't have a rectangle die that fits. Then I went in with my stitched rectangle die that is my largest one that I have. That's going to give me a little bit of a border. I did that on some red glitter cardstock. I just love this cardstock. It doesn't come off. It's flat onto the paper. You don't get glitter all over your hands. Went ahead and glued that down with my Nuvo adhesive. Sorry if I'm sounding a little stuffed up. I got a little bit of a head cold going on. So hopefully that will be gone by my next video. Went ahead and cut the Santa Claus out in a smaller, one size smaller die. So I would have that red border showing around the edges. I just like the way the red tied in with the Santa hats. And then the black of the sentiment goes in with the black of his hat. Went ahead and popped that up with some double foam tape. Put that in the center. Went ahead and took out some vellum. Did the same thing I did with the sentiment, just kind of customized it to make it fit with a square die and made it into more of a rectangle. Glued that down with my Nuvo glue and then popped up my sentiment with some double foam tape as well. I wanted the vellum to be on the actual page and I wanted the sentiment to be up above. Now you can put the vellum and the sentiment together up on double foam tape. I just didn't want to go for that. Went ahead and took out my sequins. These sequins are from Instagram. This is Crafting with Ellie. She has all kinds of custom sequins. So I went ahead and picked up this pack. It's called Christmas Stockings. I went ahead and used the red sequins that came in this little sequins pack. There also has little tiny cute red stockings in there as well. But I just used the red circle sequins. Love the way this card turned out, and I think it's a nice youthful card as well to send to one of my nieces. Now to go with more of a polished look, I went ahead and grabbed my Schoolhouse Red by Simon Says stamp, and I just put a heavy amount of my embossing powder tool to keep this from sticking to this page. Now I just open up the tip and I kind of just pour out a little bit and then I spread it around because I need this whole page to be very well covered. I'm going to be doing a lot of embossing on this card. So to start, I just went ahead and grabbed that stamp set that came in this, and I went ahead and just got all of these snowflakes that came in the stamp set. I just went ahead and placed them, and I'm going to do them in different colors. So I first start with my gold that came with this kit. Went ahead and did those, and I did the exact same part from one side to the other, so I just kind of rotated my page. Then I went ahead with the same snowflakes, just kind of rearranged them in different spots, and went in with that gold green embossing powder. Then I did the same thing with the white embossing powder. So I just kind of kept doing a rotation of gold, green, white, gold, green, white. So eventually I went ahead and filled up this entire card with snowflakes on both corners. After I finished stamping down all my snowflakes, I went in with some vellum again, and I went ahead and stamped down Merriest of Wishes. This is also from a W+9 stamp set, but this is from the Merriest Snowflakes. I just absolutely love the little sentiments that came in these little W+9 stamp sets because the Hero Arts one did not really come with much of a sentiment stamp, so I had to kind of go into my stash and find a couple things that would go great with this. So I went ahead and stamped that down with my clear Versamark. Use the same gold that came in the Hero Arts kit to heat emboss that down. Went ahead and cut that down so it would fit my card a little bit better. I used my stronger adhesive, which is my Tombow multi-glue, and glued down those edges on that card. I am going to go ahead and glue this actually down. I'm not going to pop this one up. And I went ahead and glued that down on an A2 size card, 110 pound. This is a Michael cardstock. To finish this card out, I went ahead and grabbed my Nuvo Crystal Drops. This is in Gray Oyster. I did not have a white one, but I figured the Gray Oyster would tie really well in and give it more of a softer look anyways. And it did just that. It looks like snow. I just absolutely love the way this card turned out. It's more of a mature looking card, which I like. Now after we have all those Nuvo drops adhered down, this card is complete. Moving on to the third card. This one is more of a fun, whimsical card. I wanted the red to actually be a little bit darker on this card, but it didn't turn out that way. So to go ahead and get started, I did the same thing I did with the first card. I went ahead and grabbed all of the sentiments that came in the stamp set. So Make-A-Wish, Cutie Pie, Warm Hugs, Bring Cheer, Xmas, Love You, and I think that's all of them. Make-A-Wish is on there as well. So like I said, you can do this with this whole stamp set. You can do the sentiments, you can do just one image, you can do multiple images in the background. It's a great stamp set to do like background images. You can make your own pattern paper with it as well. So there's lots of things you can do besides making an advent calendar with the stamp set. So to get started with this one, like I said, I just went ahead and stamped those down with my Versamark. And I'm heat embossing this in the Recollections tinsel embossing powder. This is in Ruby. I just love this red. I mean, it is just gorgeous. It just shines and glimmers. It almost matches my glitter cardstock, that red glitter cardstock from our first card, almost perfectly. So I mean, that's what really tied these cards in. Now I was trying to go for a darker red with this card. I grabbed all of my red Distress inks, and I even got the darkest one that I could find in there, and nothing could get this card as dark as I wanted it to, but it ended up turning out very beautifully. It just wasn't as dark as I was going for. So if you guys have any tricks down below how I could get my cardstock a little bit darker, please let me know, because I wish it was as dark as the first and second card. But regardless, it's a nice, light, beautiful card. Now my Distress inks, I have 3 different red inks, which really surprised me that nothing was as dark as I was really wanting to go for. But I went ahead and went with it anyways, and I still love the way this card turned out. For this card, I used Candy Apple, and then I jumped into Fire Brick, and at the very end I used Barn Door. So you would think with those 3 colors I could get it quite dark, but unfortunately it just wouldn't grab. It just kept, I guess, smearing. So maybe next time I'll do it in layers, let it dry for a while, and then go back in and add some more. So to go ahead and keep with this card, I went ahead and grabbed out that vellum again because I really liked the way that looked on the front of the first cards. I went ahead and stamped down Warm Winter Wishes, and as you guess it, this is also from the W+9 all the cheer. Like I said, I just love the sentiments in these little stamp sets, and they're so cute. I went ahead and heat embossed that with the white that we used from the second card, Snowflakes. This is just Recollections white embossing powder. Went ahead and heat set that and trimmed it down to fit on the front of my card. I will say that I put this on some double foam tape, and at the very last second I had to pull it back out, so you will see that, but I didn't get much tearing, so I was pretty happy with it. It came up pretty easy. Went ahead and creased those sides down, and I glued that also with my Tombow multi-glue. That glue is extremely strong, so I know it's not going to go anywhere once it's dry. Then I went ahead and put that back up on that A2 size card base in 110 pounds. After I went ahead and adhered that on that base, I went in with those same sequins that we used for the first card. This is from Crafting with Ellie on Instagram. I will leave her linked down below if you want to check out some of her sequence mixes. She has such cute ones. I got 5 sets from her and I absolutely love them. So this one is the Christmas stockings. Like I said, it has cute little red stockings that you can use as well. They'd be great for little shaker cards too. After I went ahead and adhered those sequins down, I went in with my Nuvo drops. Now with these Nuvo drops, I guess because I used Distress ink, I didn't give it enough time to dry. I'm not quite sure what happened, but when it dried, it grabbed that red pigment from the Distress ink and turned my Nuvo drops pink. So just fair on the cautious side when you're using that with Distress ink that it could grab that background color. But overall, I absolutely love the way these cards turned out. I hope you like them too. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. And please let me know if you want me to do the next My Monthly Hero for December. All right, everybody, it was great talking to y'all. You have a great rest of your day. Bye!